We all know that the U.S. is a Christian country. They built up their country with the Constitution rooted in the belief of Bible in Christianity. Also, the founders of the U.S. Of course, they are also faithful Christians. You know that most of the people come from England, come from Spain, come from France, okay, and then maybe we know that some countries in Europe they are Catholics, and then we understand there is a relationship between Catholics and Christians, all right? Both of them believe in the same triune God, and then they believe in Jesus Christ. Their practices are different, and then Christianity, you can say that, or better to say the Protestant, okay? The Protestant in Europe, in the U.S. and in other countries nowadays, they have their root in Catholicism. Which started from of course from AD when Jesus Christ has come to the world, and then when his followers spread out his belief. Okay, so but we also maybe have a little bit knowledge about the origin of Catholicism. We know that they the first the first generation of those Jesus followers, most of them, or we can say the first group, okay, the first, especially the first 12 apostles and the early believers, most of them are Jews, okay, you know Jews. The relationship between Jews and Israel, okay, Israel is a word actually will have different meanings. It can refer to the origin of Judaism, okay, started from Jacob, and of course also date back to Abraham, okay, and then Israel is the name given to Jacob after he has experienced a personal encounter with his God, okay, and then the 12 tribes come from Jacob, and all those of his generation and generations, then they will call themselves as the people of Israel, okay, because their ancestor Jacob was given the name Israel. And then later, of course, you know that among the 12 tribes, there is the Judas, okay? And then later, it was developed into two streams, okay? One is Israel tribe, one is Judah tribe, okay? And then, of course, the history is not complicated. And then only the Jews tribe, okay, they survive, and then they rebuild their country as Israel nowadays, okay. So we can also call them Jews, okay. We call them Israels, okay. As a tribe, they are Jews. As a nation or the people, the generation from Israel. Jacob, then we can call it Israel. And of course, Israel is also the name of their country now, okay? So we don't need to remember the different name or the meaning of the names, okay? And I'm not expert, maybe I also won't make it clear, okay? But you can see that the relationship between Judaism and Christianity. So those Jesus come from the Jews, okay? Come from the one of the 12 tribes is Judah, okay? So the Christianity, okay, the Christians, they believe in Jesus as the Savior promised in the Old Testament. And then we know that the Judaism, they have Old Testament, especially they have those. Most of the Old Testament Bible books, okay, of course, more or less. There are some difference, but most of the Old Testament Bible scripts, okay, there's a close relationship between Judaism and Christianity. And then, but what's the difference between Judaism and Christianity? Judaism, they won't believe Jesus Christ as their Savior, promised by the God in the Old Testament. So we can say that actually there is a great difference. Although the origin are the same, Christianity has the religious faith rooted in Judaism, but Judaism refused to take Jesus Christ as a savior, while Christianity, the Catholic, the Protestant, they believe in Jesus Christ as their savior. So actually, there should be a big difference between the U.S. and Israel religion. In religion, because the most of the U.S. people they believe in Christianity, and so but the Israel should be all of them or at least most of them, okay. They believe in Judaism, unless they turn to Christianity later, okay. So just like some most of the Christians in the U.S. or Europe, they are born to be Christians, okay, because generation, their ancestors are parents, and so when they were born, they already claim themselves as Christians, even though they don't go to church nowadays. Maybe most of them still cling to their religion, still cling to the belief, cling to their faith, and then still go to church and believe in Jesus Christ and Bibles. Actually, as the president of the U.S., we also know that Trump is quite a conservative Christian, or we should say Protestant. Okay, you know that Protestant means those originally they should be Catholics, but because the leader, okay, one of the leaders, Martin Luther, and then he started a movement, you can say that, okay. He started a movement, and then that many Catholics at that time, they you can say that they reconstruct their faith, not change, because they find that the original Catholics, okay, the original Catholic Church are already very corrupt and astray, okay, from the Bible truth or from the Christian practice. So there comes the Protestants, okay. They call themselves Protestant because they protest, okay, against the Catholic practice at that time, against the Catholic Church at that time, or we can call it the Roman Catholic Church at that time, okay. So actually, we should call ourselves as Protestant, as a Christian, okay, because Christian is a term actually referred to all Jesus followers in the beginning ages of spreading out the truth that Jesus Christ is the Savior. Okay, so actually, that in religion there is no not too much connection or similarity, or there is some similarity, but they are not exactly the same. and then you can see there is actually a big difference. Okay, one believe in Jesus Christ, one does not. So how can they come to such a close connection, which always draw them together as a partner, a working partner, a political partner, a military partner, to be against other countries, especially the Arabian country, the Islamic country. So we should go into further.